Okay, I'm here at USF with my longtime friend, David Berson, who is the chief economist at Nationwide, and he flew in to present at this conference. I asked him if he would talk about the implications worldwide of Russia invasion on Ukraine, on insurance, on the insurance industry, on financial markets. Say a word or two.
You know, the U.S. insurance industry doesn't have a lot of direct exposure to Ukraine and doesn't really have that much exposure to Russia. Now, we're going to see impacts from higher prices. You know, the Russian invasion of Ukraine acts as a supply shock, pushing up inflation, particularly things that have to do with oil and car repairs, home repairs. All of that, in one way or another, have things to do with petrochemicals. Where we're seeing some impact, of course, is with higher interest rates. Spreads have widened out. We don't know if we're going to get repaid with Russian debt. The good news is insurance companies have very little Russian debt. If you wrote it all to zero, and we don't know that it will go to zero, but even if you wrote it all off, the impact on insurance companies, at least in the United States, would be de minimis. Now, in Europe, banks, insurance companies have far more debt from Russia and some from Ukraine. The impact will be bigger. But in the U.S., the impact will be very small.
Do you see any contagion risk from Russian default? It looks like they're going to default on May the 4th on 40 billion credit default swaps. Europe contagion risk, non-U.S. institutions, and a ripple effect. What do you think about that?
You know, there's some chance. Again, in Europe, there is a bigger possibility of this occurring because they have more direct exposure. And so you'll see some direct impact, but still relatively small. Could there be some spillover in emerging market debt? There could be, and spreads have gotten a little wider already. But given the very specific nature of this, it's not financially caused, it's politically caused. I think the spillovers are likely to be relatively small.
So if the shooting war, doesn't expand, you think the financial global war will be contained without contagion?
I do. You know, again, there could be some contagion, but it's likely to be pretty small.
I hope you're right.
I hope so,
David
too.
Berson, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. You made a trip, and we're happy to see you.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Thanks.